Love him or hate him, or really hate him, when Dr. Disrespect talks, people listen, even if they're shaking their heads in disapproval while doing so. So, what does the internet have to say about his imminent return?
Let me go and break this down a little bit.
Prior to the events of the past couple of months, the doc was seen as one of the largest success stories in streaming, complete with brand sponsorships and his very own game studio. That all started to slip away when the internet learned about the disturbing allegations against him. The streamer was accused of inappropriately messaging a minor on Twitch Whispers back when Twitch was still his primary streaming platform, an accusation that he later confirmed. In a post on X, Dr. Disrespect said that he had conversations with an underage fan, quote, that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but maintains that nothing illegal happened. Now it seems like the doc might be preparing to walk back his confession. Not only has Dr. Disrespect deleted that confessional post from his profile, but he's also uploaded a new message for his fans.
Whatever I want! And I'll do whatever I want!
Dr. Disrespect has been on hiatus ever since this controversy broke, and his business partners started ending their relationships with him. Now he's promising, "We'll be back soon though, chumps. We have lots to talk about." Onlookers were all but certain that Dr. Disrespect would try to make a comeback at some point, but judging by the initial reactions to his most recent post, the doc won't be able to easily push past the scandal.
That's a little personal, don't you think?
This actually isn't the first time we've heard from Dr. Disrespect since he began his indefinite break from streaming. The doc sort of broke his silence at the end of July when he posted an image of himself sitting at a chessboard across from an unseen opponent using checkers pieces. At the time, that post received a mix of hate and support. However, the responses to Dr. Disrespect's most recent post have seemingly skewed more negative. People are riffing on Doc's comment about enjoying his vacation, with a number of people implying that he's just trying to cope because the break was somewhat forced on him. Others are baffled by the chill nature of the doc's latest post. Instead of making jokes, many commenters are trying to pull everyone's attention back to the allegations against Dr. Disrespect, including his own admission that they were true. Another common response is that people feel Dr. Disrespect has a lot of explaining to do if he wants to get back in the wider streaming community's good graces. There are also a number of Dr. Disrespect fans who are still supporting him, and they're holding out to hear more about his side of the story. Dr. Disrespect didn't just delete his previous confession and promise his fans that he'll be back soon. He also changed the banner image on his X profile. The new picture shows his now deleted post on a torn piece of paper, now attached to a fishing hook. Asmongold saw that new image and immediately came up with a theory on what Dr. Disrespect's next move is going to be. On his stream, Asmongold said,
"He's going to act like he was only kidding and that's not actually what happened, and everybody took the bait for it when they shouldn't have."
Asmongold's theory might prove to be true, but it's difficult to imagine that move being successful. As members of Asmongold's chat quickly asked, who would believe that Dr. Disrespect purposefully tricked people into thinking it shared inappropriate messages with an underage fan? On another stream, XQC was also shocked to see that Dr. Disrespect had deleted his confession. He had a much more straightforward interpretation of what the doc might be up to. XQC argued that Dr. Disrespect might be deleting everything to lay the groundwork to return to YouTube and pretend like nothing ever happened. We'll find out soon if either of them are correct, and what exactly Dr. Disrespect is thinking whenever he decides to end his hiatus.